Time
Will
for him to
OJ rest in peace?
I think the word peace should ever be in the same sentence with OJ Simpson.
That was a great question, Pat. I think it's he will rest in peace because we didn't see it. We had no idea. If he did, Sage, if he genuinely prayed to God, if you believe in the Bible and you're a Christian, and he asked for forgiveness and was genuine in his heart for doing it, he'll be okay.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Around the Association. Well, it's been a couple of days since the world got news that OJ Simpson actually passed away from cancer, and his family actually posted this message on Twitter on April 10th. Our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asked that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace, and signed the Simpson family. Now, there's been a number of, discussions all over podcasts. We've already done a video talking about seeing some of the reaction to OJ passing. Now, one thing that stood out was, as much as they said, in 1994 when he was acquitted, there was rejoice or sadness similarly down racial lines. Well, the way they've talked about OJ in his passing sometimes hasn't always lined up to that. Let me play you a few clips of the media and what they had to say, and I'll come back and discuss.
He is the original George Floyd, the criminal turned martyr/hero. Use of race as a shield to foil criminal justice is the real spark to Black Lives Matter, not Trayvon Martin. If we have a second civil war, OJ's acquittal verdict will be remembered as the compromise of 1995.
Could you argue that OJ Simpson was the first case of criminal justice reform? That maybe this is what really started it? I mean, just think about it. Guy commits a crime, but hey, wait a minute. You know what? He's been oppressed. He fits a certain profile. Boom. He gets off.
Wow. I mean, obviously, Jason Whitlock, that's kind of a stretch to kind of link the OJ trial to what sparked Black Lives Matter. I mean, I don't know. I think that's where you start to make these huge stretches that don't make any sense to kind of prove a point or, kind of whistle blow to your base. That's really what it sounded like to me, hearing him say that, and then his guest on his show, wow. I mean, to compare it to the very first, criminal justice reform, the only reason something needed to be reformed was because it was broken to begin with. Not a situation, not a get out of jail free card for someone that's guilty. That's just my personal opinion. Now, take a listen here.
Time
Will
for him to
OJ rest in peace?
I don't know about that. If you believe in heaven and hell,
Will OJ rest in peace? I want to hear Sage's
I don't think
thoughts.
the word peace should ever be in the same sentence with OJ Simpson, even if he's no longer walking this earth. Mm-hmm. My first thought, I hate that such great memories as an athlete just gone. He did this to himself.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to, that was a great question, Pat. I think it's he will rest in peace because we didn't see it. We had no idea. If he did, Sage, if he genuinely prayed to God and he asked for forgiveness and was genuine in his heart for doing it, he'll be okay. And if you believe in the Bible and you're a Christian and you're just walking around
if he asked for forgiveness and
if he was in his heart said, listen to God, because that's the main conversation. Who cares about the cameras? Who cares about anybody else?
Right.
If he had a moment with God and asked Jesus Christ, please, I messed up. I'm a killer and I'm a sinner. Forgive me. He's going to be okay.
One is that I think that we too often want to just categorize people as either good or bad, and in reality, we're all a mixture of both, and we're not one or the other. In our system, everyone is entitled to the strongest defense they can get. And as somebody who has at least nominal involvement with people in the criminal justice system, working at a prison and things like that, I think we have a lot of people in the system who haven't gotten that type of defense and have been unjustly convicted and incarcerated. So I applaud people like Carl.
Wow. Now, for my thoughts, I think it's interesting, and I have to point this out, that Jason Whitlock and Sage Steele, kind of the way they were speaking about it, Sage Steele, I don't think we should be able to say peace and OJ Simpson in the same sentence. And especially as it relates to where he is in the afterlife. And then Jason Whitlock, I mean, these are two people that profess their Christianity. And while you can point to maybe something that someone actually does wrong, I just thought it was interesting. Stan Van Gundy made a point. We want to label people either good or bad. Somebody that's good for me may be bad for you. Vice versa. That's just how it works. And to be able to, but we know that he, killed Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown. We're going to banish him to hell. Like, we don't have that power or position to even do that. So I actually agree with Vincent Oshana. He actually is the one that spoke up and said, look, however you feel about OJ and how he handled different things, whether it was the Vegas robbery that he ended up getting convicted for, or the murders that, in my heart, I believe he did it. I personally believe it. I still believe he did it. But whatever he did and did not do to make amends with, God before he passed, that's something I can't speak on. Really, none of us can. I expect, secular media to be, hey, he did this thing and he killed this person and that person and, good riddance. I expect that, but it's different. It's supposed to be different. Let me just say that when you're professing Christianity. Let me know what you guys think, man. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you next time. Peace.